Let's see if the video's actually being picked up by Facebook.
Okay, we gotta talk about what we're gonna do in order. Oh, don't mind me. Just
Current events.
Current events.
Hip hop corner.
2 cent.
Oh, no, I mean like within hip hop corner. So where we gonna talk about Pusha T and Drake? We gonna talk about the Joey Badass concert first, or so
I don't know how you felt about it.
So Kanye first.
I don't know how you felt about the Joey Badass concert.
Well, I mean, I'll talk.
It's your boy Eric, and I'm here with the usual suspects, Shayna and Anthony.
What's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on?
I just feel like it's been a crazy, just a couple of weeks since we talked. a lot of stuff has been going on, and it's just like it's so overwhelming. I'm looking. One day it's the beef with Drake and all them. Another day it's Roseanne Barr. It's a lot of stuff happening, and so we're gonna recap a little bit of this and then get into our main topic. So before we start, how was your week? How did it go?
It was all right, not bad.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. It was just
tired.
okay.
Like I'm tired. Like
Yeah.
I'm a mom. My daughter has recently joined a swim team. They have practice 3 days a week, 2 hours.
Oh, so you busy? You want to go?
And then she also has dance, and it's recital season.
But it's good to keep her busy though.
But what about I need a nap?
You can sleep on the weekends, I guess. I don't. Oh no, she's traveling.
I mean, you and the dad can alternate days and stuff like that. I don't know.
That's another episode.
That's a whole nother
episode.
I mean, it's been a good week. It's kind of cold today though. I was walking outside. I'm like, is it fall? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's cold.
It was raining really hard earlier today.
Yeah, but let's get into this current events because we got to talk about a lot of stuff. Yeah. First off, the Roseanne Barr situation. For those who don't know, Roseanne in a tweet pretty much called former Obama aide Valerie Jarrett. She said something about she's a mix between
the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And within hours,
ABC
put out a tweet saying we're canceling Roseanne,
which is good. I'm happy that ABC did that. What do y'all think?
I mean, I ain't never seen a career ruined like that within hours.
That was quick.
I never seen that before.
My thing is they knew who she was when they first brought the reboot back, and there's a market for this show. It's it was had higher ratings than The Big Bang Theory.
Hey.
So I don't think the show should have been brought back in the first place, given that she has older tweets where she has
That's true.
Said outwardly racist things.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you said, this has been occurring for years, I'm sure decades, and they should have known what they were getting into as ABC. I mean, you got to vet her background, you would think. And,
going into our main topic today, as far as double standards, there's a thing with Samantha Bee, who called Ivanka Trump a feckless, CUNT.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, are you gonna fire her? Like, and this is TBS, and I feel like that is kind of a double standard that she didn't at least get suspended or something.
But I don't know though. I mean, I feel like in that situation, it was clearly
calling a black woman an ape and calling a woman a CUNT. I mean, both disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, but I think that when you look at the overall, like what Roseanne did was clearly racist. What Samantha Bee did was just bad comedy.
Clearly disrespectful.
And they're both disrespectful, yes.
What was respectful?
I mean, but first off, the word CUNT word.
I mean, come on.
I know it's bad, but the president has said worse.
This ain't about the president. This is about Samantha Bee.
I'm in the mindset that she's a comedian who said a tasteless joke, and I personally think for her in her situation it wasn't anything.
Roseanne told a tasteless joke,
but it was more.
You sounded like a leftist apologist. You sounded like a leftist apologist.
No, I mean, all right. What do you think? Shayna, what do you think in this situation?
I don't know who Samantha Bee is.
Yeah, I just found out about her like last week too. So
I've known about her for quite some time. I just never watched the show.
She was on the Daily Show.
And who did she call a cunt?
Ivanka Trump.
Ivanka Trump, the daughter, not the wife.
Oh.
A feckless.
That's not justifiable. Like, yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's a bad word.
I mean, I feel like everyone plays this whataboutism. Like, oh,
dude,
they said this, but what about
2 days
that?
later. Like, this it's relevant.
It's relevant, but I think it's a different context. I think that situation with Roseanne Barr was just out of line, and she has a history of doing that stuff. It's not like it was a joke that she happened to make that was just a bad joke. No, she's done that before. She's called other women apes.
Yeah,
other black women apes as well. So it's not like it was a new thing. So it's a history. Samantha Bee, I give her the benefit of the doubt on this one, only because she was trying to make a joke and it just kind of went over the wrong way.
Roseanne was trying to make a joke and it went the wrong way.
I don't think she was trying to make a joke.
Is this like whenever. Like, cause like a thing of old tweets, like it just always gets pulled up because you can search somebody's @, and then type in like trigger words, and then the old tweet will come up, no matter how old it is. I just think that celebrities should scrub their accounts, or just they should just scrub their accounts.
Not even celebrities, everybody.
Yeah, everybody, pretty much.
Because your job could put you up like, oh, all right, Anthony, what you been?
Yeah.
And speaking of tweets, y'all heard about the 76ers?
General manager. Did you hear about that?
No, but I know everybody's like mad at J.R. Smith though.
No, that's a different topic. So the 76ers general manager created multiple fake accounts and was talking about people, like talking about players
on his own team,
his own team, his own coaches. He was talking about them on these fake accounts, and he got caught.
He got caught. He admitted to one, but like the other four were kind of like connected to the one.
What was the purpose? Like, was he like letting out frustration? Like, I can't stand these mofos. Or,
he called Ben Simmons a coward. Like, shoot the three, you coward.
Yeah.
just letting frustration go. It's all right.
But still, as a
GM,
as a GM of an organization, how you going to talk about your own players out in public?
Staff.
They costing them money,
and not realizing that people are going to find out. They're going to draw comparisons and figure out, all right, this ain't right.
Yeah, that sounds a little strange.
Then, all right, what else happened this week? Shoot.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith.
I don't even watch basketball, and everybody kept talking about this.
Yeah, so J.R. Smith made the dumbest mistake in NBA, I think, any sport history.
Really? Was it that dumb?
It was dumb.
It looked like it was a lapse of judgment.
He didn't know what the score was.
He didn't know what the...
It looked like a lapse of judgment.
For those who don't know, this is the first game in the NBA Finals, Golden State versus Cleveland. I think George Hill was at the line shooting free throws. He made the first one, ended up missing the second one. So J.R. Smith got the rebound with like 4 seconds left.
And he dribbled
the ball out instead of just going up for the layup. Cost the team the win. But I wouldn't say he cost the team the win. I think that technically the refs kind of screwed over the Cavaliers because the refs, they made some bad calls in that game. So
all I saw was LeBron looking like,
oh, that meme is everywhere.
That meme is everywhere.
That meme is going to be here for the rest of the ages, I swear.
All right, we got to move on because this is a big segment here. So
yeah, let's move on to Shayna.
Shayna's Hip Hop Corner. So we got Joey Badass, Drake Push, Kanye, and then Black Thought.
Okay, so last week Anthony and I we went to the Joey Badass concert.
And Anthony.
Okay.
And what'd you think?
I mean, me personally, man, I like Joey Badass, but it felt like there was a lot of opening acts. By the time Joey came out, I was kind of like exhausted, and I stayed for some of it, but I didn't stay for all of it. Like the opening acts I did like were a rapper named Boogie, who's been signed to Shady Records. He's pretty good. Chuck Strangers, who was the first opening act, he was pretty solid. But I mean, there were some other dudes like there's a rapper singer named Buddy. I like a song by him, but most of the songs he talked about were about weed on stage, which is good. That's your thing.
No, he was high.
Yeah,
like he was fried. Like
he was fried too,
Oh, man.
and he was entertaining, but it wasn't making me move. It was more like, yeah, man, do your thing.
everybody put your hands up.
Where's Joey?
Wait, no energy. Like,
Put
everybody
your
hands.
tools in the air. All right. Like, oh yeah, he's gone.
Wait, how? All right. First off, question: how many opening acts is too many opening acts?
4.
You think? Yeah, I agree with that.
You gotta have to like at least like 2, maybe 3 if you got 3 like very good ones.
Solid
but
ones,
2, yeah.
So how many they have? Like 5?
3.
But they had 3.
Was it Chuck Strangers,
Chuck Strangers,
Boogie,
Boogie,
then Buddy?
Buddy.
So that's fine. I mean, it was just they weren't entertaining. Was that the case?
No. Chuck Strangers and Boogie were entertaining. Buddy was just okay. Like
Yeah.
he was alright.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, my man's hype man was one of the best hype man of all time. Whose hype man was that?
Was it Boogie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie. Yeah,
He was just a good hype man.
yeah.
You always need a good hype man. You got to have somebody in your corner who getting the crowd pumped, getting you pumped. Yeah.
Yeah, but Joey was good though. He had like on his military gear. You know, he was good too. I can't wait for Royce and DJ Premier though. I'm seeing them Thursday.
Where was the venue for the Joey?
St.
Same
Andrews.
venue I'm going. St. Andrews Hall.
I like St. Andrews. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know me, I like to be in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bum rushing the front
Elbowing
when I
your
get
way
there.
up there. I feel you.
I have to, and I'm bringing my vinyl and my CDs to see if Royce can sign.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that sounded like it was eventful. Okay. So
A lot of the shows that I feel like are good shows are like concerts where the crowd gives back. Where
Yeah.
like
Right.
the energy, like when we went to see Anderson .Paak, like the energy from the crowd, like,
Yeah.
and he reciprocated that energy, so that made it like one of the best concerts I had ever been to in my life.
But Anderson .Paak seems like a good performer though. He
He's
just seemed
awesome.
like
He's
he
great. He's great.
Yeah.
I still think I mean maybe it's just my memory, but I think Big Crit was like a little bit more high energy. Like Pac had more people in there too, though.
Pac was the most I've ever seen at St. Andrews.
Wow.
Plus at Pac, I was a little drunk though. I gotta admit, because I don't remember a lot of it. I remember most of it though.
We was drunk, but it was still good.
Yeah.
It was still good. Like Crit, yes. Like it's the crowd. Like the crowd. Like it was the crowd at Joey Badass, because it's like, oh man, when For My People come on, like we gonna get it. Like me
Right.
and this young lady that we had ran into, we was like, oh man, when For My People come on, we gonna get it. And then like everybody else around was like, you know, just nodding their head,
Right,
and
right.
not really hype. But like For My People, that's my joint.
Right.
Yeah, like at Big Crit, I knew every song on that
Yeah.
stage, so I was hyped.
Yeah.
But like there was one woman in the audience I just saw going like
Just going in.
like she didn't even know what the words were. She was just like just rocking with it and not really knowing what she was rocking her head to.
Right. So all right. That sounds like it was a good night. A good night.
We gotta talk about Aubrey and Terrence.
We got to.
We gotta do this. Go ahead, Shayna, narrate the story.
I narrated it. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't listen to like. Anthony had to be like, listen to Pusha T's album, because I did feel some type of way about
Daytona.
I did feel some type of way about the Whitney Houston picture.
Mm.
Yeah, Daytona though.
I feel some type of way about it. So like he was like, come on, just listen to it. So I did listen to it, and I heard Infrared. Now I feel like the shot, it was a shot.
It was just one line.
I feel like it was a
just one
shot
line.
at. Was it like? I feel like it was mostly a shot at Wayne, like, and like Drake. Kind of was like a casualty.
Yeah, Drake, he had his pride hurt. But come on, let's
Right.
narrate the story.
And then Drake responded over elevator music.
Yeah.
And then, like, we were waiting. Like, dang, is Pusha T going to respond? Is Pusha T going to
Of
respond?
course he is.
I was at joint swim class, and I seen people on Twitter like, oh, my God, like
Yeah.
Pusha T. And then I was listening to it on the Hot 97 app, and it was... Like I'm like, damn, Flex, can you stop dropping bombs?
That's
and
what
just,
he does. That's what
I
he
hate,
does.
man.
Just play the
I hate
song
that.
all the way through. Like,
Well,
like,
Flex
So
doesn't.
unnecessary,
Flex and
though.
Drake don't like each other. So
But he
that's-
did play Drake's diss. Like he played,
I keep it professional.
Duppy, and now there's like an ongoing like debate as to whether or not Pusha T went too far on.
You know what?
Henrik, I'm gonna let you go first.
I was gonna say, my man Pusha T did his research. Like he literally found this man's whole life.
Research. He paid.
You
You gotta pay for dirt like that.
You gotta pay for dirt like that. I feel so bad for Drake's kid. that might be his kid. I don't know if it's that technically. It sounds like it's his kid.
We don't know till we know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But he gonna listen to this one day and like, he is my dad. Drake's my dad. No, but just the amount of research he did on Drake, man, and it went in. And I felt kind of bad for Drake. Like, man, you got to respond to this. He didn't respond yet, so.
He made a statement about the
He
photo.
made a statement
He
about
explained
the
photo.
blackface. Okay, so
But where's the lyrics?
So on the SoundCloud version of the song, there is a picture of Drake in blackface. So he put out a statement about that, which I personally felt like was some bullshit.
I think it's passable. I think it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It seems like a thing Aubrey Graham would do.
No.
Early Degrassi, Aubrey Graham would do that.
Graham, no.
Is it great Graham?
Well, whatever.
No. Like, no. Like,
What else would be the purpose? To actually do blackface just to do blackface?
to model clothing, I don't.
What kind of clothing company makes a black man wear blackface?
Did you see the shirt that he had on? It was a Jim Crow shirt, and they have a whole line of Jim Crow wear. And my issue with that is it's a Toronto-based company. Like, you live in a part of the world where they didn't have Jim Crow laws in the Jim Crow character. So, like, what is the purpose of that?
But how do you know that photo shoot wasn't throwing a satire towards Jim Crow clothing in general?
What do you mean?
Like he was satirizing them.
I'm tired of the word satire. Like, I'm so sick of that word. I don't think that explanation, like, you don't speak out against any type of black issues, but all of us, like, this, I've been listening to him.
That was early before rapping. But go ahead.
But if this is something that you care about, if this is something that you're passionate about, this shouldn't be my first time hearing about it.
It was a tough one because first off, I was reading something saying that the Jim Crow Couture, which is the clothing line, that they didn't even have anything to do with that. It was more so it was Drake and another guy who wanted to sort of highlight issues they were facing, sort of feel like as being black, actors or whatever, they were being picked for roles or something that sort of were caricatures of who they are. But I think that was just a played excuse. I don't really believe what he was saying, but I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna kill him for it though.
What would be the reason? But do y'all actually think he's a coon? I mean,
no.
What's the reason?
I mean, I think he was trying to highlight
coon
something.
Is subjective.
I think he's trying to highlight something. It was just not in good taste. I mean, I'm not gonna kill him for it. It's just like,
we all make mistakes. Or,
right. I wouldn't have done it, obviously,
right.
But
Look, here's my 2 cents on this one right here. I'm a Push fan and I'm a Drake fan. I think this proved a lesson lyric-wise that if you a certain type of rapper, you got to stay in your lane. This man Push been rapping since the Clips days. I mean, like grinding since those days. Drake, listen, when Drake is good, he's good. I'll admit it. And I do think he writes his rhymes. He may not write all of them, but he writes his rhymes.
Right.
But it's like if you a certain type of rapper and you know that this is a top-tier level MC, this is like Flow Rider trying to battle Black Thought. Yeah. Who you think gonna win?
But do you think he went too far, though?
I mean, when it comes to lyrics, man, I mean, like, hip-hop can get dirty. And, I know Push tried to say, oh, he said my fiance's name, so he made it so where there's no rules. I think that's BS. I think, like, when it's a hip-hop beef, you got to be prepared. Pusha T said something. He said, you got to live your life calculated. When you're like this kind of like person in pop culture, and I believe that.
I feel like Drake is usually very calculated.
He is,
and then he miscalculated this step. But I also feel like Drake is an industry plant, so he's going to survive this whole thing.
Oh yeah, he's not going to lose popularity
not
at all.
I mean, he's Drake. He's Drake, right? He's at the point where
he got peed on.
He's a walking
corporation. He got peed on by a grown man.
Wait, when was this?
When did this happen?
This happened at a party. That Meek discussed this in a diss where he got, and people at the party verified that he got peed on.
I don't remember this.
Right.
Hold on. What was it? Was this before he was famous? Or?
No, this happened at a party. I think it was one of T.I.'s friends. He got peed on by a grown man, and like people like, oh, it was only on his legs. Like,
Diddy smacked him, didn't he?
Diddy did. Diddy did smack him in the face. He survived that.
He's incapable of taking a pure L.
I mean, he's taking some L's, but I think he.
And then like people often try to give him a pass for ghostwriting.
A pure L? A pure L. I don't think Drake's ever taken a pure L. He's a walking corporation.
That's true. He is kind of got some Teflon on him.
Because I also
kinda
think
hard.
that like a lot of his brand is being the good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but he just has that
I
following.
can treat you better.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend ain't treating you right. But
I mean, but I can equate that to even I think Kanye. We give him a pass too, but we can get into that
We gotta
topic
move
later.
to Ye.
okay,
Oh yeah, go ahead, touch on that one.
I didn't like the album at all.
It was one song I liked. One song was a throwback. I forgot the name of it.
I think I know what you're talking
was it
about.
called? I think it was
had the
with-
soul sample,
Yeah, I like that.
but
one.
I didn't like it was this one song with Cudi. Like I enjoyed Cudi's part, but the rest of it, I didn't like it. It wasn't like Cudi's part wasn't worth. I think I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't worth me listening to the song again.
I'm gonna let you go.
Well, I haven't listened to it in its entirety. I heard her like snippets of it. I mean, some of it was like classic Kanye. Other stuff was just like him internalizing a lot of his problems and sort of putting it onto wax. I mean, it was kind of some stuff I didn't really quite get, like when he's talking about I can kill you or something, or what is
Yeah, like I want to kill you, and I
love myself
and I
more. Or something.
love myself, and sometimes I want to kill myself.
It was like that's a little too much.
And
Kanye.
then, but I feel like it was a
Kill who?
song.
It
I don't know who he's talking about. Then there was a song where he was basically talking about his wife called him on the phone, like, "What are you doing? You're gonna ruin our brand. We're gonna lose a lot of money." And I thought that was very telling.
Right.
Not what are you doing? What you're saying is wrong.
Right.
Our
What you're
brand.
saying is what you're saying is incorrect. Like if I'm gonna check you because it's incorrect, not because of I'm already a millionaire. We're gonna lose more money because of what you're saying.
Look, man, I made the conscious decision to, like, as far as solo stuff, I'm kind of done with Kanye, so I didn't listen to the album. So that's why I'm listening to y'all. I think, like Daytona was an exception because I came for Push. I didn't come for Ye, but
Yeah.
I'm really debating if I'm going to listen to the collab between him and Cudi because I still like Cudi, so I don't know. I might listen to that one, but I don't know, man. Everything from
And I definitely can respect that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like the whole being done like with him, like his solo.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, maybe it was a publicity stunt. I just didn't fall for the publicity. I was like, come on, man, you going too far. But, yeah, man, I want to say, so it was just okay?
Well, for me, I like some songs. The thing, though, is that I feel like with Kanye West, we give him so much slack, and it's kind of ridiculous. Like, a lot of my friends who they swear they're vowing off him, won't listen to him ever again.
And then as soon
And
as
then
the
you
album
look on that
dropped,
They was
Apple
tweeting,
Music.
right. They was tweeting like, oh, my God, this is the
Right.
best album I heard in my life. I'm like, y'all, come on.
Okay, I don't know if you know, but if you have Apple Music and you have friends that you're like connected to, like
Yeah.
on Apple Music, you can see what they're listening to.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Spotify for me.
Yeah, you can see
didn't
what
know
they're
that.
listening to. Like I see your picture in the corner of that Ye album
Right.
on my friend's thing.
And you tweeted
And
like
you-
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and you talked now on Facebook about how you're not listening to
Right.
it, but I see your face at the corner.
I mean, look. Some people they can be sheep. You know, I mean, it's not. I mean, we've all done it. Some people can be sheep. You know, they can kind of fall with what's popping at the time.
I think some people fear missing out on something. They might not even like it, but they're like, if I miss out on it.
Right.
Oh, that's 100% where I was.
Right.
With it,
Yeah.
like what if it's good? Like, and
Right.
I'm just not listening to it.
It's
Let
tough.
me listen to it. Let me give it a spin. It's just a stream. I am not buying
Right,
it.
you're not.
Right.
I mean, that's how I justified it in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it one spin just to see if I like it, and I didn't. So
Okay. All right. Well, before we move on, I gotta talk about Black Thought's album. Black Thought's first quote unquote official solo album, even though every Roots album is Black Thought rapping
Right.
over orchestration. Black Thought and Knife Wonder, man, it was just superb. 5 tracks, easy to listen to, easy and quick. You got multiple listens, you catch more and more metaphors that Black Thought is slipping out. I feel like this album and Pusha T's Daytona, like, it's like one of those rap albums that's like, it's so good you're just disgusted with it. like I'm saying, like a whole album where you just in the car like,
Right. So that face, you got that face like, oh.
like, man, this guy is too good for he's too good for his own good. Like
Yeah.
like what made me so blessed to catch this lyricism. It was very good, man. It's called Streams of Thought Volume 1, and apparently he's got some more coming. So I'm excited.
Only 5 tracks. Oh, that's too short.
I mean,
I need more than that.
It's worth it, man. I mean, it's just superb to me.
Okay. So while we at it, let's get into your 2 cents.
I don't really have nothing, man.
You didn't see anything this weekend?
You didn't see Solo?
No, I didn't want to.
I heard it's bad.
I mean, I wanted to see it because of Donald Glover, but I don't know, man. I don't think the guy's a nice Han Solo. I like Emilia Clarke, but she's just the eye candy, I heard, isn't she?
I didn't see it, but I just heard it was bad.
Randy, come in, man. Give us a review.
Right.
The acting was good overall.
Okay.
The story was not compelling. It was too much, hey, remember this reference from the original Star Wars? Hey, remember this reference from The Last Jedi? Hey, I bet you didn't think we'd try to explain this, and we did. So it was too much gotchas, and then some weird surprises that don't make sense unless you also watch the cartoons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like it's too much. I don't know.
But the acting
All
is
of
good.
them, including the Lego ones?
No, the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
That sounds like Fire Stick material.
Right.
Yeah, man, I didn't see
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, we don't talk about that a lot.
that. Yeah, but I did, because Ocean's 8 is coming out, I did for the first time watch Ocean's 11.
For the first time?
For the first time, and
Okay.
I liked it. It felt like an apt late 90s, early 2000s movie that was too cool for its own good.
Yeah.
I really liked Ocean's 11. I'm going to check out the other ones.
I miss Bernie Mac.
I know, for real.
I do. I miss Bernie Mac. Like, it's like really weird. Like, I miss him, and then I get mad at him because he left us with Steve Harvey.
Oh, God, and that mustache.
We still got Cedric. We still got DL.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, man. Don't do Cedric like that, man. Cedric's an OG.
Yeah.
DL's an OG. Them
But
fellas.
they're not everywhere. I would have no problem with DL or Cedric being everywhere.
He had a show on TV Land. Now he's on the show with Tracy Morgan. He's everywhere.
Not like Steve Harvey.
DL has
Steve
his,
Harvey does everything.
DL has his radio
He does
show.
everything. Yes, he does. I listen to that.
Very vocal on social media.
Yes.
But
We
you know,
still got Kings of Comedy.
I mean, out of the Kings of the comics and Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac was by far and large, the best one on there.
Yeah.
And the rest of them, like Steve Harvey is not funny to me though. He just like
Early Steve Harvey was funny to me. Early Steve Harvey is funny to me.
I guess, but
I can't lie. I laughed.
So that's it. That's all you got for it.
Ocean's 11, man. It was a pretty good movie.
We talked about Deadpool, right? Did you see it?
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Did you see it yet?
I didn't see it yet. No,
Oh, what's it was taking so long?
I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't go. I just never went. All right, so let's get into our main topic. You got to refresh me. I'm blanking right now. Refresh me what the main topic is, and we're gonna get into it.
Double standards.
Double standards,
We
right.
we got to this because we were discussing Tucker Max and Tiffany Haddish, and Tucker Max had a book called "I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell," where he discussed hookups he had with women, and one of them was he had his a friend of his in the closet trying to videotape him having anal for the first time with a woman. The woman didn't know about it. That ended badly, but we were saying if Tiffany Haddish had a story like that reversed, she probably wouldn't catch as much flack in this Me Too era as Tucker Max. So that's how we got to this.
So double standards are obviously everywhere. I mean, it's just more so about providing specific examples. And I guess the most specific example I can provide is even when we were talking about, I guess the Roseanne Barr situation.
Roseanne Barr, Samantha B.
If they were, so first off, if Roseanne was a man, I think it still would have happened. He would have got fired, I feel. So I don't really think there's any double standards regarding that. But I mean, political ideology-wise, yes, there are double standards in regards to that. I believe slightly, but
if Samantha B was a man.
Ooh, Samantha, that would be worse.
Yeah, he would
There
get
are
fired.
political like ideology, like double standards. Like we jump on Bill O'Reilly when he does the bootstrap talk, but then we'll listen to 444.
Then we'll listen to Bill Maher.
Then we'll listen to Bill Maher.
Sometimes he slips.
Wait, how does Bill Maher get this pass though?
He don't get a pass from me.
Right. I feel like he said some questionable
He
stuff.
says
Black
stuff
people do
all
give
the
him a pass. They do.
Yes, they do. He's
I don't know
absolutely right.
why.
He doesn't get a pass from me, but black people do give Bill Maher a
Because-
pass, and he's very Islamophobic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what? Like the stuff that he says, I was like, really? Like they're just bad people. Why can't we just admit that this is just a bad religion? Like, wait, what?
There's that, and he doesn't even believe in like religion in general. But he I think he's a known atheist, and the Christians like stand by him too. I get that you gotta love your brother and sister. I get it. But it's like when he called himself a house nigger as a joke. Then you see on the next episode Ice Cube and Michael Eric Dyson on there, like, oh, you slipped up. Like, I'm like, come on.
He's questionable.
He should.
I ain't got a problem with Eric Dyson,
but Bill Maher should have got fired from that. I know they had it was
fired, suspended,
maybe. But still, some repercussions should have came out of that. And I think that he's one of those people who call themselves liberals, but I don't really think he truly is. I mean,
I get that.
He's an angry liberal. He's
Yeah.
a conservative liberal.
Wait, what?
Conservative.
He's conservative about how liberal he is.
What?
Wait, I'm confused. Hold on.
I know. Man.
He's conservative.
I hate being bipolar, man. It's awesome.
All right, Kanye. But yeah, the double standards. I mean, you could look at it across the board, not just like we said, not just gender. Everything. There's double standards. A lot of things that we do. What are some other examples? Let's see.
Well, there's also. I just recently researched just out of curiosity. We have 31 prisons in Michigan and 1 for women.
Whoa. Well, I mean, women do commit less crimes.
That much less? Because that's the thing. Like, if I go out and I fight my homegirl, where they going to put me? There's nowhere for them to put me.
Yeah.
And then I read, I'm like, wow. So, of course, I read another article where a correction officer, she quit because she said that the one women's prison is extremely crowded, is extremely dangerous. And then I was having a conversation with a gentleman who just recently became a corrections officer, and he was like, we have 6-week training, and then those that go to the women's facility, they have an additional 2 weeks of training before they go to that facility.
That's not a lot of training, though.
Well, there's something that goes deeper into that too. The rich people are allowed to buy prisons again, and if no one's serving in your prison, then you're losing money. So I mean, there's something with that too about calling up the cops and saying, hey, I need more people in my prison. Be more stricter on certain things, but it's kind of a reach. But
it's true. I mean, but I think the whole prison industrialization complex is a big issue, regardless of men or women. But it shouldn't be 31 prisons at all.
You're absolutely right. That's a lot of prisons.
That's a lot of prisons.
I didn't know there was that many prisons in Michigan.
Yes.
We actually try rehabilitating people as opposed to just locking them up. But that's a different discussion we can have for.
So as far as jokes, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's another discussion we have for another day with the prisons.
As far as jokes go, I know I was sitting with my friend who was supposed to be here today, and basically I told a joke. It was a subtle joke though. I said, I don't like jelly-filled donuts. They're very unsettling to me because I don't want juices and stuff popping off in my mouth. And she had even a nastier punchline to that. And I just looked at her and I laughed, but I said, you know what? Like if I had said something to you like that, she says, oh, I would have smacked you. I'm like, but you can get away with that joke, but I can't. And I mean, we kind of laughed about it, but I mean, like that's a double standard. It's just like, of course, that's what she said ain't allowed in the workplace at all. But if a woman says it as opposed to a man, there might just be kind of a shouting like, no, no, no. Whereas with a man, it's like, can I see you in my office? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I did report a lady to HR for the culture because she had naked men in her cubicle, like pieces of naked men.
Wait, the culture? Why did you report? Wait. What does the culture have to do with you?
Right.
I reported her for the culture because not because it didn't make me uncomfortable, but I just feel like if a man did that, like if a man had naked women.
Right,
yeah, it'd be a problem.
In his cubicle, it would be a problem. Like these men were naked.
Oh my
like
God.
full Monty naked. Like some had underwear on. Like she had some had underwear on, and like 1 or 2 did not. And this is at work, so I called HR.
You had to on that one. But I mean, first off, where was the supervisor at? Like, how come the supervisor didn't say anything about
Double standard. Maybe. I don't know. But I know within a few days after I called HR, those pictures were gone. All of them.
that? Wow. But another thing too, this is one I'm dealing with currently. So for my doctoral program, we had to do this this research. So we're going to a park and we're talking to parents and kids and stuff like that. And so our professor, there's only 2 guys in the class. So the professor's like, we can't have you 2 together talking to the kids because it looks creepy.
Can't have who together?
Like me and the other guy together talking to the kids because they said it looks as if it's like 2 guys talking to random children at the park.
Oh,
right.
Oh man, that reminds me. The white there was a Caucasian woman that called on black men having a barbecue.
Oh yeah,
that became a meme.
That was hilarious. She was memed everywhere.
That's a double standard. That's racism, but it's a double standard though too. But go ahead.
Oh, in terms of what? Explain.
Well, I mean, if it was white people together having a barbecue, you wouldn't get the cops call on them.
Of course.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Right. But yeah, stuff like that. Like, just because we're 2 guys and we're doing this for research, we can't talk to the people together because of the optics of it.
Right.
That's kind of strange, but I guess I can understand where it's coming from. But I just thought it was kind of a weird double standard, just for me.
And I remember when I was in high school, one of my teachers. Well, he wasn't really my teacher, but I knew the guy. He was cool. There was a thing where they couldn't be alone with the high school girl unless like a superintendent or something was there. Whereas with the female teachers, they can be alone with a high school like boy or whatever, like alone, like you know what I mean. And it's like that's a double standard. I mean, I understand why, because she's like of age and stuff like that, and he's like a man, like.
But most of the times, it's the female teachers that are
right
having sex with the young boys,
molesting,
raping. Let's not say raping, and that's a double standard because we don't call it.
We don't call it rape, and we don't refer to these women as sexual predators.
Yeah, that's true, and that's been happening a lot recently. I've been seeing crazy stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of double standards when I think about it, but I mean, it goes again. It goes both ways, but I think it's also something that, just like culturally, that's just our societal norms.
There needs to be empathy and understanding in order to make it equal, because it's like. If you could get away with something, but I can't get away with it because I'm a man, or if I can get away with it because I'm a man and you can't because you're a woman, there needs to be some mutual understanding there that she should get the same punishment I should get, and vice versa.
But I don't think it could ever be equal, though. I think that.
Then what are we working towards?
Nothing can be equal.
No, because I think there's a sense of, so when you think of something being equal, you think that everyone is sort of beginning from the same place or the same situation is relevant for everyone. But you're dealing with so many inequities that you could try to be equitable in the way that you do it. I mean, meaning that we need to call out more people who may be female or male who are doing something that we construed as just normal or something that we don't really think twice about.
We don't get mad about maternity leave, but some people get bitter about paternity leave.
People get bitter about that?
People get bitter about that?
I've seen it. I've seen what do you mean paternity leave? Just leave
because I remember when I had my daughter, her father only got 3 days.
That's 3 days?
3 days.
God. That's messed up.
So you get 3 days to be a dad.
Where they pay you.
See your baby.
Where they pay you. But if you want to take, what they call the Family Medical Leave Act, you can get up to 12 weeks, but they won't pay you for it.
Wow.
I mean, it all comes down to, it starts in the home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Marquise.
Shout out to
Coach Marquise, yeah.
If the father's gone, I mean, and the baby is just seeing the mom, then, of course, the baby's going to grow more attached to the mom, and, the dad's just going to come home at night or whatever like that, and it's just that's going to have a toll on something because paternity leave isn't as prudent as maturity leave or isn't as important
I mean, speaking of sort of family dynamics, another issue that I've seen is custody battles. Most of the times will favor the woman over the man, even in a situation where the man could be a good parent,
right.
But it's just typically they go to the mother. I mean,
The
there.
mother is the friend of the court.
Yeah, it's probably based on the situation, but I feel like majority of times it's probably gonna go to the mother, opposed to the father.
Yeah, there is an inequity in the in family court when it comes to custody of children.
We got a lot of stuff we could talk about. I'm just thinking through my head, like, what else we can? Because it's everywhere. I mean, and again, it's both ways, and it's in cross gender. It's beyond race. Socioeconomic situations where, someone based off of what they look like, they're. Think about it. If you go into a job interview, you're gonna favor someone who probably has the best suit, right, as opposed to someone who's coming in with a little Target outfit on, right? Although Target kind of expensive though, I ain't gonna say that.
Oh yeah,
But-
they getting up to.
But it's everywhere. It's in a lot of things that we don't even realize that there's disparities and stuff like that going on.
Yeah, double standards and parenting, because they say we raise our what is it? We raise our daughters and love our sons.
Or is it that sounds right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like even in the Me Too movement, when you have men that are like snitching on like other men or other women that have harassed them, not snitch, but
Right.
like exposing other men or other women who have harassed them, they don't get as much shine as the female accusers. And I get it, it's y'all moment. It's women, it's y'all moment. But all types of harassment should be shined a light on.
Y'all know what? We sound kind of,
Everybody forgot about Brandon Fraser.
but we sound kind of backwards with this. You know how people are like, Black lives don't matter, all lives matter.
All lives matter.
That's what we kind of sound like right now. I'm just,
But the whole reason for Black Lives Matter is because the reason we saying that is because it seemed like our lives don't matter don't matter as much as other lives. That's why we said Black Lives Matter.
yeah.
That's the main, misconception that we're saying Black Lives Matter than everybody else's. No, we're just
Right.
saying we matter. Like act like we matter as well as everybody else.
Yeah, but I think even the way that they treated the Marjorie Stone Douglas incident as well.
What happened?
The shooting in the high school in Florida. I feel like they didn't shine light on the stories of those students were like African American students because they went through the same experience as well, but you didn't see any of them on the covers. It was mainly most of them were white females
Yes.
who were on the court, who were being covered. Those are some issues as well that we gotta sort of figure out how to address.
Yeah, it was like one guy,
There's one,
and
yeah.
then mostly girls. That were kind of pushed to the forefront of that when there were other students there too.
I want to speak on the Ab-Soul song itself, Double Standards, because I think are y'all familiar with that song?
No.
Okay, well, here's the story. Basically, the way he tells it is great, but it's basically it's a man and a woman. The man, his girl, the man has a girlfriend, and he starts looking at his girlfriend's best friend. So Ab-Soul tells it from two different perspectives, the guy and the woman, the girlfriend's best friend. So the man makes a move on the girlfriend's best friend, and they get intimate, and he kind of moves away from the girlfriend's best friend, but the girlfriend's best friend is like, well, hold on, man, you came this far, why don't we just do it? So the moral to the story is, this is the end of the story. The woman stays with the man, she forgives him, but the whole group of women cuts the best friend off.
Hey.
So I'm like, y'all cutting her off, but he's the one that made the move.
Yeah.
So he's forgiving. He's looked at as a pimp. She's looked at as, a tramp.
That's a big one. You said it a lot. You see that, and not specifically just for that situation, but women who have multiple, sexual partners are looked at a different way than men.
Right. It shouldn't be
unfortunately,
like that.
it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, I think that first off, we should be, progressive enough in our thinking to realize you can have sex who you want to. It doesn't really matter. It's not affecting me. But I think it's this thing that we want women to be like pure. They need to be pure, and they should be only have so many partners for their husbands and things of that such. Whereas men, they can just we can run wild and do what we want. And it's unfortunate. It's a fortunate narrative that we have in our society, and it's just I think a lot of it's based off of just the religious type things. People saving yourself for marriage, societal norms and pressures, things of that such.
Have you seen that personally? Have you seen heard a story like that?
Yeah. I've been cut off for just letting a friend know. Like, hey, I saw your dude out. You know what I'm saying? This is before camera phones. Like, hey, I saw your dude out. It was a holiday that I thought he should have probably been with you. And I got cut off for that, you know, and I don't know how long they lasted after that. But yeah, I've seen I've seen instances where we will cut off each other for minor infractions and then stay with a man after a major.
Why do you think that is, though?
I have no idea why. I have to check myself sometimes when it comes to my friends. Like, like, don't say that or don't do that.
I mean, I think it all comes down to, man gonna be a man. But I mean, does a man really act that way though, or is that like just what y'all are used to, or is that?
But the whole thing, a man is gonna be a man, is just playing into the stereotype that y'all don't know how to control yourselves.
Right.
And I think there's a sense that sometimes women want to be the one who can change that man. You know, who can make him perfect. And
as much as we know that that's a farce, we all deep down still like we believe that we could do it. Like, I know, like, it's.
Well, some men can be changed.
I don't think they can. I don't think people can be changed.
Right.
I think like people have to be motivated to change themselves.
Right.
Well, they can be motivated because you're right. That's what I meant to say. They can be motivated to change.
Yeah, but it's real though, because I've seen some guy friends who they dogs, so they doing their girl dirty. Right. And as a guy, I don't want to call them out because I don't feel like that's my place. Right. Unfortunately, but I think we have to though.
It is your place.
I know it wouldn't be I know it's my place, but I also feel like I don't want to. Sort of like you say, you don't want to jeopardize a friendship, or you don't want to say anything that,
Sometimes
I want my friends to be the best possible person that they can be. So if I because you know how we can get, like, when we get into an argument, we get disrespectful. Like, I had a homegirl, she called her man a bitch. I'm in front of me. I'm like, you gonna talk to him like that? Like, in front of me? Like, that's not cool. So if I see, like, a friend do a wrong, like, I feel like it's different coming from a friend than it is coming from a partner, maybe. But like, hey, like, don't do that. Like, don't talk to him like that. Like, that's a man. Just like I wouldn't, if he called you a bitch, I would check him.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah. I mean, and also me, I think sometimes some people would rather have something or news be broken by a stranger than even their own friends sometimes, because it's almost like that person's not really going to judge you because they don't know you that well. And I think that
you're getting distressing news from somebody that knows you. You feel embarrassed.
Right. It's that embarrassing thing. Yeah. And that could be a situation where that probably occurs a lot of times, but that's why they cut you off. But it's a lot of double standards everywhere. Right. And this is getting real deep, yo.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I want to say, first off, Pusha T, he bodied Drake on that one.
I'm still waiting for a response, man.
It's not gonna happen. Like, once you pull out the Notes app,
right,
it's over.
Once you start paying people $100,000 to find some dirt,
it ain't nothing out there.
That's a problem. I will say also that Roseanne is racist, and we knew this for a long time.
Samantha B was disrespectful.
Samantha B, I won't fault her. She made a mistake. It was out of taste. It was in bad taste. But also, we got to check our double standards. Make sure we are acting correctly ourselves, checking people who are acting out of line, and yeah, that's what I have so far. What about you all?
I don't think double standards are going anywhere. Certain ones I would rather stay, because I don't want you to make an example out of me. And yeah, like Kanye said, the Pusha T Drake thing is over. He says that. So.
Just because he said it don't mean
right. Who is Kanye?
I mean, come on. I think there's a double standard with American rappers and Canadian rappers. Y'all think because my boy is from up north that he's soft. I mean, I know he's shown glimpses of it, but all in all, man, I mean, it's been an exciting week with the Roseanne, the Drake and Pusha T, to I guess Kanye's rolling out of his album. I can't wait to hear Nas. Can't wait to. I don't really listen to Tiana Taylor, so I mean, I'll just have y'all tell me how it is. But we'll see y'all next week. Yeah, I can't wait to hear Nas' album.